Hello guys, it's Jamie. Welcome to another video and welcome to our monthly 24-hour readathon. I like to do a challenge where I read for 24 hours every single month, and so this is the January video. I'm so excited. I'm so in the reading mood. To be honest, I did wake up maybe like an hour ago, so I'm still kind of tired, but I've already had my coffee, so I am fully ready to go. It is currently a Monday and it's 10 to 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to start the readathon at 10 o'clock and then go to 10 o'clock the next day. I feel like you guys know how this works. I'm also going to be doing some reading sprints with my patrons, so I'm really excited. It does feel like I have some like reading buddies to do the 24-hour readathon with, so I'm honestly over the moon about that. I have quite a humble TBR, I think, for the readathon. I feel like the books that I've chosen are books that are all like relatively easy to read. What I usually do when I talk about my TBR is that I'll give like a full synopsis for the books that I plan to read in the readathon, but I'm not going to do that this time because there might be some that I don't get to, so I'm just going to tell you the synopsis when I decide to like start reading that book. But I'm currently in the middle of two books, if you saw my last reading vlog. So that is the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I really want to complete this and then afterwards move on to the final Gambit, so finish the series in this 24-hour readathon. That could just be quite fun to like binge the whole thing. Well, not the whole thing, but like half of the entire series. So that could be really fun. I'm on page 96 of the Hawthorne Legacy, so still a bit to go. And then the other book I'm in the middle of is on my Kindle, and it is Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington, I believe, and I am 60% of the way through this. It is a 700-page book though, so I do have about 300 pages left. However, I definitely think that I can fully read this. The writing style is really fast and easy to consume, so I feel like it's definitely not like unrealistic for me to finish this, but I do want to get to it at some stage. And then I also have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is a romance. I really liked You and Me on Vacation, or People We Met on Vacation, so I feel like this will be a really nice read as well, and I'm probably going to start the readathon with this. So start this book in about 10 minutes and try and read it all in one go, because I love starting a new book at the very beginning of a 24-hour readathon, because then when you finish it, you're like, I feel so accomplished. The other book I'd really like to read is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, which is my Patreon book club pick for the month. I do have a live show at the end of the week, but I will be doing like a separate reading vlog for my Patreon on this book, so I probably will make this a bit of a lower priority, because if I read this entirely today and like spend 5 hours doing so, that's like 5 hours of content that might be missed from this video. I don't know. I do want to at least make a start, but that is if I finish all of these, which I don't know. It's ambitious, but still like semi-realistic, I think. Like I've definitely read this many books in a readathon before. Anyway, because as I've said, I've already had my coffee, I am going to just get cozy. Maybe make another coffee, like that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll probably make another one, and then I'm gonna get cozy, and then it's 2 hours before my first round of live reading sprints, so I'm just gonna chill until then. Well, not chill, I'm gonna make a start on this. I hope you guys enjoy the reading vlog. I really want to get through all these books. Let's just start reading. Okay, so it's been like an hour and a half and I am 77 pages through Book Lovers. I'm quickly gonna have some breakfast before I make a start on my reading sprints, but I just wanted to say I'm loving this. It's definitely not the fast read that I thought it was. Like I'm definitely not zooming through all of the pages, but it is still a really fun time. Like I do feel like Emily Henry's dialogue is just so good. Like it's so good, and like the banter and everything is amazing. I'm gonna eat, and then before reading sprints I'll let you know like what the book is about and stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly eat. I just want to let you know that I'm like enjoying this. Okay, I've eaten and I'm about to do the reading sprints in about 15 minutes. But yeah, Book Lovers. Okay, so this is a romance novel, and I believe it's like workplace rivals and enemies to lovers. However, it seems to be much more than just the romance. So we follow our main character Nora. She is like a really intense literary agent. She's a bit cutthroat. She is what, like, you know, society and media would deemed to be like a bitch, because women aren't allowed to be like hardworking and like nice at the same time apparently. Basically she goes away on a month-long trip to this like little kind of small town with her pregnant sister. Just the two of them. They go away for a month, and then when she's there she sees that her like workplace rival Charlie is there, even though they kind of have like some sort of like email flirtation at the same time. But we also know that Nora and her sister Libby lost their mum at some stage during the past, so I feel like we're going to be going into like a bit of grief and stuff like that. Like I feel like it's going to be a bit of like a character study. So I have actually heard that this isn't like super romance heavy, even though it is in the romance genre and Emily Henry is known for writing romances. I've heard that it is like a very intense story about like sisters and stuff like that, but I'm enjoying it. I think Emily Henry's dialogue, like I said before, is just absolutely top notch. Like she just creates really amazing characters. I really just love her dialogue, and yeah, this is no exception. I'm excited to see where the story goes, because I honestly have no predictions right now. I have no idea what's going to happen, and isn't that the best kind of vibe? I'm hoping to read more with reading sprints. I'm looking forward to it, and I will update you guys and let you know how it goes. Okay, so I just finished with sprints. So I got up to page 158 of Book Lovers, so I'm nearly halfway, and it's about 2 o'clock, so I think I'll probably finish this at 5 o'clock. I feel like that's a really realistic goal. I'm really enjoying this. Oh my goodness, Charlie and Nora's banter is just so freaking good. To be honest, I expected there to be way less romance than there is, just based on how people have talked about this, but like I find that the romance is really heavy in the first half at least, and then in the second half we'll probably get more character kind of family drama stuff. I'm just really enjoying it, and I was telling my friends on sprints as well, I think Nora is my favorite romance heroine that Emily Henry has written so far, and Charlie is tied with Alex, but that could change. Oh my god, I'm just so excited. Okay, I'm gonna get straight into bed and read this, because I do feel like reading in bed right now. It's just a bit colder in my room and it's really hot, so lying down reading would be so nice. And I've already annotated quite a bit, and I didn't annotate on sprints because I wanted to read as much as possible, but I like folded pages where I wanted to annotate, so I will probably, once I finished it, like go back and add heaps of tabs and stuff. I'm just so excited to keep going. It's actually so good. Oh my god. Okay, Emily Henry, like, yes, while Beach Read disappointed me, I'm so glad that she's not a one-hit wonder and that this is actually fantastic. Ah! Okay, so it's like 7 o'clock. I actually finished Book Lovers around 5:30, but I did take a short little break and just like had some food and watched some stuff and stuff like that. I didn't want to burn myself out, and I want to like keep reading for quite a while. But I loved it. I mean, I feel like at this stage you guys probably knew that I was going to end up loving it, but it was so good. I genuinely really liked it. I did give it 4 out of 5 stars just because towards the end it was kind of losing my interest a little bit. Like I feel like it was just slightly too long, and there were some moments that just dragged a little bit, but Charlie and Nora were just great. And like I totally understand what people say about how like the biggest love story in this isn't even between our two main characters, it isn't even between Charlie and Nora, but I don't think that takes away from this as a novel. Whereas in Beach Read, I did, sorry to compare Emily Henry's romance books all to each other, but I feel like that's important. I do feel like in Beach Read, a lot of the kind of darker like side dramas and side, I guess, tragedies, because it was very sad. Like in Beach Read, I feel like those that sort of took away from the book, whereas, and it just kind of made it like kind of boring, whereas this, it's like it wasn't really boring. Like I feel like it added to it a lot, and it was just so nice. I just also think it was incredibly well written. Like Emily Henry really does have a way with words. Like it's not like it's one of those romance books where it's just like, oh yeah, like kind of poorly written but like easy, fun, lots of smart. It's not like that. It's like a genuinely such a well-written book. And I feel like sometimes people have that misconception with the romance genre, and they think that romance is just going to be like very smutty, kind of easy to read novels, but that actually, we've got masterpieces like this, you know. There's also nothing wrong with easy to read smutty novels, but I'm just saying I feel like that is a misconception. Anyways, it was so beautiful, and I cannot wait for Emily Henry's new book coming out this year, which is called Happy Place. I feel like that one's gonna be very heartbreaking as well. Not that this was like super heartbreaking, it just had a lot of heart. You know, there was a lot of emotions and a lot of character growth in here. Yeah, great start. Okay, so I have, oh my god, like 16, 17, I can't do maths. I have like 17 hours left of the readathon. I'm gonna make a start on the Hawthorne Legacy, and yeah, I'm on page 96. I want to just try and finish this in one go before the sprints, hopefully, because we're doing more reading sprints at 11 p.m. and then get straight into the final Gambit for the next round of sprints, and then hopefully finish off the readathon with Darling Venom. That's like my ultimate goal. We'll see if it happens. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee maybe in a couple of hours to like keep me going, but I think I'm gonna get into something really comfortable. I'm gonna get in really comfortable clothes because I was in a skirt before and then I changed to denim shorts and now I'm just not comfortable. I think I might just wear a baggy t-shirt and get really comfortable and sit on the couch. Right, I'll let you know how I go with this one. I'm not anticipating rating it higher than 3 stars if that, but we will see. Hello. Okay, so it's like 9:30, so I have an hour and a half before we do the reading sprints, and I'm on page 210 of the Hawthorne Legacy. So I have like 140 pages left, so I think I can definitely finish this before 11 o'clock, but like I'm just not loving it is the problem. I think like it's just definitely not as good as the first book. So basically, if you haven't heard of the Hawthorne Legacy, this is the second book after the Inheritance Games, and I feel like everyone knows what the Inheritance Games is about by now, but basically it's about this girl who inherits like a family fortune and no one knows why, because she's not related to this family at all, and the guy who like left her all this money is known for like creating all these like riddles and puzzles and stuff. So it's like should be really fun, right? And the first one was like fun. It wasn't great, but it was like a good time, whereas the second one is so much less of a good time. I feel like there's just something really wrong with the pacing, and not in a way where it's too slow, in the opposite way, in the way where everything just happens way too quickly. And what I really love about mysteries is being able to try and figure out the mystery along with the characters, but because in this novel there's just like a clue which then the characters solve and then leads to another clue which then they solve and leads to another clue, there's no time for us as readers to try and like figure out the clue with the characters, which is really unfortunate because that's one of my favorite things about mysteries. I just feel like there's constantly another clue and we're constantly jumping from like situation to situation. It literally is like there's a clue, it's solved, then 2 characters have a fight, then 2 characters make up, then there's another clue, and then there's a random kiss, and then there's another clue. Like, slow down. It's just a bit much. It just took me a really long time to like get back into, even though I literally read the first book like earlier this month. I feel like now maybe things will kind of be a bit more exciting and kind of be a bit more clear, but this is the second book, that's the thing, and there is a final book after this one where I think things will be revealed, so I know that like nothing really is going to be revealed in these next 140 pages. Like there was a reveal early on in these pages that I've already read at the beginning of the book, but it's like it was so obvious. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm actually gonna make a coffee now because I haven't had a coffee yet apart from my 2 this morning, so I'm gonna make a coffee now and then try and finish this before reading sprints. And then for reading sprints, I actually don't know what I'm gonna read because I don't know if I want to be reading the final Gambit right now, like after how much this is disappointing me. But then I also don't want to start Legends and Lattes tonight, so I might just read something on my Kindle, or I might pick up something completely different. I'll let you know once I finish this. Kisses. Okay, so I just finished with the reading sprints, and during the reading sprints I finished the Hawthorne Legacy. I'm still deciding whether or not to give it 2 or 3 stars because I initially was like 2-star vibes initially, like as soon as I finished it, because of like all of my like, you know, stuff from the beginning. But I will admit that the second half did get better. Like once you kind of get into it, you do get into it, but the fact that it takes like over 150 pages to get into it, it's like questionable. But if I think about like my other books that I've rated 2 stars, like this one's not nearly as bad as those, so I think I'll just take some time and decide. But yeah, I also did decide to move on to the final Gambit because I am on a roll right now and I just want to see what the twist is. But I have started this. I've read 55 pages. You know what, when I first started Hawthorne Legacy, I'm getting the same vibes. Like, I'm already annoyed and I'm 55 pages in, and there's a brand new character that's been introduced and I hate her from the get-go. Like, she's just coming in crying and being very venomous and like rude, and then like telling everyone her traumas, but like going like, yeah, well, that's my life. But then like her traumas are very different to some of the other traumas that have been faced or are very similar, and our other characters who have experienced it in their lives don't act like that. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm gonna take off all my makeup because it's now 1 AM and ooh, I've had this on for over 12 hours now. Disgusting. So I'm gonna take my makeup off. It's like half off anyway. Like, you can see my blemish now. Looking cute. But yeah, I'm gonna do that and then probably grab like an energy drink or something because we're gonna try to stay up late and finish these books. I really think I can finish this and then finish Darling Venom on my Kindle. That was a good click. Oh, another one. Famous last words indeed. Okay, so it's now like Tuesday afternoon. I ended up falling asleep maybe around 2 AM, like really swiftly, like I was not expecting it. And then I had like alarms set so I could get up early and keep reading, but it's now 1 o'clock. I slept through all of my alarms till about 10:30. So I woke up at 10:30 and I'm like, that's the readathon over. I started at 10 yesterday. I don't feel too bad about the progress that I made. I did end up getting up to page 120 of the final Gambit, so I feel like that's pretty solid. This one, dare I say, even more boring than the last one. Like, pacing is still off, but yeah, it's really boring. So I don't even know if I'll continue this. We'll find out in my wrap up for January eventually. So that's the 24-hour readathon concluded. I honestly had so much fun. It actually was a really good time, and these are the 3 books I read. So let's do a quick little mini wrap up. I read Book Lovers, started from the beginning, annotated the whole thing, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Then I completed the Hawthorne Legacy after having already read 100 pages prior to this readathon, and I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, but like a low 3 out of 5 stars. And yeah, as I just said, I got up to page 120 of the final Gambit. I don't know how many pages that is total, but quite a bit, I guess. Yeah, I guess thank you so much for spending the past 24 hours with me. There's not really much else to say. Yeah, let me know down below if you enjoyed this video. Remember, I will be doing another 24-hour readathon in February. That one I think is going to be like romance themed because Valentine's Day season, and maybe I'll upload it on Valentine's Day. We'll see. But yeah, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. A reminder that all my links are down below, so all my social medias and also my Patreon, so if you do want extra content from me, all the information is on that page. But yeah, again, thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in another video.